Well, hello everybody. How are you? Welcome to Palm Beach. You're getting to know it quite well by now. This is your tour guide, Richard. I think you all worked that out already. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. We have a beautiful day here at Pittwater, and I'm going to be taking you on a ferry ride. That's where we're going today, right across there, beyond the boats there. That's the Basin, and of course the Kookaburra National Park across there as well. All of that. You're probably all familiar with this now. What has been wonderful this winter has been so many gorgeous days. Actually, there's a boat from the Gonzales boat shed. We were just talking about it. It's one of the little cutters they use to get around. You bring your sailor ashore. Just walk across to here. I'll hold on tight so we don't go in the water. There, what a lovely view. Looking out across the central coast, across the Hawkesbury, to another national park on the other side of the water there. Name escapes me for the moment. I should know what it's called. We had late nights Friday nights. They're not too active this morning, and at this time of the year too, where are we now, July, it's quieter. We don't get so many visitors here now. The basin is pretty much fairly empty, I'd imagine. There may be a few campers over there, so this is a great time of the year to be going over to the basin. Come summer, it gets pretty busy and full of visitors and groups, school parties. There we are, looking back across the harbour now, the lovely Lion Island. You can see, of course, why it's called a Lion Island. I'm just going to prop myself up here. Looking out across the central coast, that's where that other vessel is going. Not the tips. Today's tour doesn't cost me very much at all. It's the ones when I go across to the whale watching, and the one I went to Vivid when we went into Sydney. There we are, looking across the water ahead of us, a little yacht going out on its own steam, and looking back down the harbour. That's called Stokes Point. You might just be able to see a house on the point there with a flagpole. Believe it or not, that used to be the Russian embassy, Russian ambassador's residence there a number of years ago. A lot of local people don't know that. And then looking in there, where you'll see a lot more vessels moored, that's Mackerel Bay. That's actually where I live, just in that spot there. Mackerel Bay, we've done a couple of tours down there. We go down to I think we went down to the wharf once and had a lovely coffee and sat there and chatted at Mackerel Bay. And then looking up above us there, the highest spot on the northern beaches. So looking across here, that's Currawong just over there. That's belongs to the local Australian unions, and they use it as a place for holidays for their members. It's rather a nice thought. It's been in the hands of the Australian Union for many, many years. But this area here, as you can see, we've talked about the headland, and we've talked previously about the custom house and the amount of smuggling that went on here back in the 1840s, 1850s. A number of the people who lived here just on the edge of the basin were convicts who'd escaped from Sydney, and they found their way up in this direction. They thought they were going to get to China by escaping from Sydney and going north, but all they found was the Hawkesbury. So instead of trying to swim the Hawkesbury, which would not have been a good idea, they settled here around the edges. There was a lot of smuggling. Let's have a look at these lovely people here. I'm just going to turn it back a bit. What's your name?
Hello, Anya. Welcome to Australia.
And what's your name?
Anya.
This is Anya. What a pretty name.
Thank you.
And your, my name's Richard. And you're? Anya and Trisha with their little brothers and sisters. Let me get you in. Your children. You don't look old enough to be a mum. Look at you. You must do lots of very fit things and come to beautiful places like this. So they're saying hello. Look at that. Anya's looking out. It's a beautiful. I come over here about once a month to film. Anya's, how long have you been here, Anya? I've been here camping here, haven't we?
Just yesterday. We just came yesterday.
Just came here, which is your tent?
Oh,
Oh, you're all down that way. And you have it. What a place to have breakfast, folks. Right, if you have a look in that little beach area sometimes, early, you'll see goannas. But But they come down the river, they're down the stream that runs down the hill there, and they're in there, but they're very careful. When you'll know, you hear me, Tarek, still? Tarek's actually in London, I'm just talking to you. You know they're there because you can see the marks of their tails on the sand. They leave a trail. But they don't come down when it's noisy. And they're quite safe as long as you don't bother them. Sally Morris lived here, right on the spot we're standing on now, for about 40 years, about 1880 to 1920. And she had a farm, she had crops and chickens and pigs and sheep, cows, only a small number, enough to survive on. But she used to prepare meals for the local sailors who came in here, and she became very, very popular. She knew every sailor who came here pretty much. She welcomed them, looked after them, fed them, and she was reliable until she passed away in the 1920s. You can see there, over 50 years in fact she lived here in this beautiful spot. Just looking straight ahead there, you can see you should be able to see the ferry. There we are, just leaving Palm Beach now, coming over to pick us up. They're very reliable. I left there at 10 a.m. on the dot. Oh, there's the Mora, just coming in behind those vessels over there. She goes. It's actually getting quite warm now. Quite warm. We'll see if there's any spaces upstairs. I might go upstairs this time. See if we get some better views up there. A lot of people just do the round trip. They don't get off. They just enjoy sitting on the boat and taking a little cruise. Doesn't cost them very much. Surfing Pittwater playground, that's my site, you'll see my picture there. And if you want to subscribe. Okay, we're just coming into Currawong now. This is a beach that's owned by the unions of Australia, New South Wales unions, been owned by them for many years, and it's been a place for them, their members, to come for holidays, cheap holidays. You can see the little cabins up there on the side of the hill. So a very popular place, and it's nice that working class people have a place to come and enjoy Pittwater. It wasn't just for the wealthy. There we are. People are. Looks like people are saying hello to an old friend here. This is nice. There's a beach on this side which is the Pittwater, the inner harbour. You can see that beach there, and there's actually a new building going up. It's a new restaurant.
Oh, okay.
But on the other side is the ocean.
Yes.
Now, if you want to get to the tour, if you want to get to the track that takes you up to the lighthouse, you've got to be on this one, on the one on the Pittwater. Don't
This side.
on this side. Walk along there, and you'll see the
Is
signs.
that the easiest track?
That's the only track.
Oh, okay.
But the very first time I ever came here from overseas,
Yeah.
and I was staying at a hotel a bit down in Monavale, and I said, "Oh, it's a nice walk." They said to go to the lighthouse. There's a walk there. This is a long time ago, and I went up on the ocean side, and all I had in front of me was this rock face.
Right.
And I was a bit fitter in those days, and I climbed up the rock face. And when I got to the top, I found the track. But you need to go on this side. You'll go along. It's well marked. You have no problem at all. On the main track, which is it's steep, but it's smooth. It's easy. It's easy as far as there's no rocks or anything you're going to fall over. But if you come back down, there's a track called the Smuggler's Track.
Yeah. That.
1860s, 1850s. There was a lot of smuggling in here.
Right.
Boats would come in at night and land contraband here.
Yes.
Or in the daytime. There was a lot of traffic, a lot of boat traffic here. And they had a man on the top of the headland by where the lighthouse is now. It wasn't built then. Looking out for vessels that looked suspicious, they didn't recognize. And what he would do, if he saw something, or at night they heard a vessel coming in, sneaking into here, he'd come running down the Smuggler's Track, because it was a quicker route.
Yep.
But it was steeper. They had somebody fit who could do it. But it isn't as, it's been looked after a bit better now. But I like coming back down it. These houses have a lot of problems with land slippage. You can see there's one there with a blue top, or maybe they've taken it down now. Yeah, coming down there. Oh, they've taken the tarpaulin down now, but you have to get up about 5 to do that. But once you're up, like I had a late night last night, I was still up at 5 this morning to do this. But you don't really want to get up. But once you're up, it's all right. Pardon? Yeah, just live down in Mackerel. I very rarely go anywhere else but up here. I had to go into the city yesterday because I took my grandchildren to the Powerhouse Museum. I made the city freaks me out now. It's all this high buildings and traffic and noise. This is where I like to be. thank you so much for supporting me. Please don't forget to have a look at my Pittwater Playground Facebook page. You're probably looking at that already, or YouTube, Pittwater Playground. And if you are inclined, please subscribe or join the groups if you're not already on them. And if you are in a place where you can leave a donation, that would also be very much appreciated, but certainly not essential. What matters to me the most is that you're here. That's what matters the most. But have a lovely weekend. Stay warm or stay cool wherever you happen to be in the world, and we'll see you again on a tour shortly. Goodbye everybody. Love and peace from Richard J on Pittwater at Sydney, Australia. Goodbye everybody.